Congaree National Park, located in central South Carolina, is 26,000 acres of the largest tract of old-growth bottomland hardwood forest left in the United States. The trees in the park are also some of the tallest in the eastern United States. It's commonly referred to as a swamp, though it's technically a floodplain, gathering the watershed from the nearby Broad and Saluda rivers just outside of Columbia, often flooding about 10 times per year. I hiked the 2.4-mile Boardwalk trail in early August, which gave me a really nice view of the park and its beautiful landscape. I did this with a GoPro attached to my hat, so I apologize for any shaky shots. This is the complete hike start to finish, and I hope it inspires you all to visit this amazing place. All right, so we're on the Boardwalk trail. Bringing you all along with me. It's a little rainy today, but that's all good. We're in nature. So let's see how this goes. I think this is about, what, 2 miles? Like that. Okay. I think it's straight now. We're on the Boardwalk trail. I like the Boardwalk trail. All right. Can't remember the last time I got to walk through a swamp, so this is pretty cool. Definitely a swamp. Look at all this. Still definitely a little sore from that. Oh, look at that guy.
What?
Oh, look at that spider.
Oh, interesting.
Take a little picture of you. I don't know if I'm gonna get a good picture, but I can't even like focus on you. No. That's so cool. Look at him.
There's another one.
Spider?
Yeah.
Oh, I see him, yeah. This is much easier terrain than, what was it called? Ramsey
Falls?
Ramsey Falls. Ramsey Cascade Falls. Oh. That trail was so freaking tough. 2,000 feet of elevation. The terrain was just rocky and rooty and tough, but this is just like a leisurely walk. And this is kind of cool because you're just getting to walk through a swamp right now.
Well, if you go off the boardwalk and on to a trail.
Yeah.
I'm sure it's different.
And I know they were saying, I was looking at the map, like this floods a lot depending on you know, how much rain they have, and that determines the trails. Hello there.
How you doing?
Good.
Are you like videoing this?
I am. I'm gonna video the whole hike. Yeah.
Cool. Go down to Wise Lake. There's a little alligator laying on the.
Wise Lake, is it off this trail?
Yeah, you kind of get off the boardwalk, but you go toward Wise Lake, and off to the right, there's a little alligator laying on the log. Right
Oh, cool. Thanks
Oh,
you.
nice.
Thanks for the tip.
Thanks.
Yeah, we do. Thank you.
Do you have a map?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Here you go. You're the navigator, so here's the map. All right, so we're at our first fork. So I think the word on the street is this park sucks, but we'll let you know. So I want to go left, right?
Yeah.
Okay, we're gonna go left. So far, I'm liking it. You know, I think part of seeing all the parks, or part of the park system in this country, is seeing everything the parks have to offer, you know? I think when people think parks, they think, you know, big mountains and big canyons and all that kind of stuff. And then they, you know, hear a park that's basically a floodplain, that's a swamp, and they say, oh, that sucks, I don't want to see that. Am I right? Or
Yeah.
Tati doesn't say much. So, I mean, that was my initial impression, and there were a lot of people on YouTube who said, this park sucks. But, you know, we were here, and we were checking out some, obviously the parks in this area, Shenandoah and Smoky Mountains. So this one was not far from Smoky Mountains. I think it was maybe like a little over 100 miles. And it's just, she said it's more like 200. Well, whatever. It's within driving distance. And, you know, this is part of our country. This is part of all the different environments in our country. So I think it's cool. I can appreciate all different kinds of parks. It doesn't just have to be mountains and valleys and all just beautiful sunsets. It's stuff like this, which is cool. We already saw a couple of spiders, which I thought was cool. And those guys just told us about alligators. The mosquito meter today was at 2. I'll put a little picture of that up. But it goes from 0 to 6. 0 being nothing, or 1 to 6? 1 to 6? I don't know, whatever it is. And 6 being like war zone. So we're not there. Oh, here's another spider. You can see where he attached. I didn't know. What did it say?
It said that, you know, they tried doing so many things in this area, but they were unsuccessful, so they just stopped trying.
And they just turned it into a park.
Yeah.
Well, the ranger did say that this
Farming and building roads and things like that, but it would always get ruined from the constant rains and stuff like that.
So they're like, screw it. We can't do anything with this land. We can't develop it. Let's just turn it into a park. But I know in a documentary that we were watching, I think it was a Ken Burns documentary about national parks, was that all of these lands in the United States that are national parks became national parks mostly because a lot of people stepped in and didn't want to see the land get developed. I know that was the case with a lot of parks in California. I believe the same with Yosemite. You know, anywhere where there was beautiful land, they wanted to develop it. And I think that was a mistake they made with Niagara Falls. In my opinion, that should personally be a park, but it's not, because nobody was there to stop it. And it just got developed. And then I think once everything gets developed, it just takes away from just the beauty, because when you come to these places, you don't want to see houses and developments and all that. You want to see nature. And then I think on the other side of that, you have places like Acadia, where you had a lot of wealthy landowners, you know, think Rockefellers, Vanderbilts, Rothschilds, all those kinds of families who eventually donated a lot of that land to the national park system. And I think it was Rockefeller's son, wasn't it, who kind of spearheaded that?
I'm not sure it was him, but it was some guy who bought up a lot of land over there, and then he donated to.
Yeah, there was definitely a guy in Acadia who lived there all his life, and
He spent all his wealth on
And, yeah.
buying up the land in Acadia, right?
something like that. And then he donated it, and I think Rockefeller's son or grandson caught wind of this, and they donated all their land to the national park system. And you know, gives you hope in humanity. But it's a really good mini-series on, I think it's by Ken Burns, called National Parks, and really interesting about the history of it.
You never finished watching.
Yeah, we stopped. I think we were all amped from our last trip. We went to Yellowstone,
Tetons, Yellowstone,
Tetons,
Glacier,
even
Canyonlands,
and we were all
Arches.
hyped. We got back, we were all hyped, and we were like, national parks, give me more. So we watched this mini-series, and then we got bored with it. So it was pouring when we got here. Absolutely pouring. And now it stopped. So we decided to go for this walk. About half a mile in. Another big spider, giant web right there. Very cool.
Spider.
It's a cool spider. That's a big web though. I think the ranger was saying that this floodplain at one point stretched all the way to Texas, and just by virtue of development and logging, it shrunk to the size of what Congaree Park is now. pretty humid out here today in Congaree. Ranger was warning about poison ivy being around most of the trails. She was saying not so much the Boardwalk trail, but anything that has gravel, that it pretty much hangs over. In fact, that may be poison ivy right there. Is that poison ivy? 3 leaves? Might be. I think poison ivy is 3 leaves and shiny, but since everything is damp right now, it's really hard to tell what's shiny and what's not. More of these little spiders just hanging out. It's a big tree. It's amazing how much ground we can cover when you're walking on a flat, level surface. I think your miles per hour definitely picks up. When we were hiking the Ramsey Cascade Trail in Smoky Mountains, I think we were averaging around like a 35-minute mile going up. A lot of that trail is up. Uphill, you're gaining elevation, I think about 2,000 feet over the 2.5 miles. So you're in the forest, very humid. I mean, it really felt like a rainforest at some points of the trail. I think as you got up in elevation a little bit, that changed, but a lot of it felt like a rainforest. Would you agree?
Some parts.
I think they say the average hiker moves at anywhere from 1 to 2 miles per hour. We like to get our Apple Watch out and set it to exercise and hiking, and it's actually really handy because it'll tell you you know, obviously how long you've been hiking for and your distance, which is nice when you're on the trail, just to know how far you've gone, how much is left, and it's a really good tool that I just started using this year. You think I would have started using it earlier, but I didn't. What'd you find?
Some kind of a fruit or something, I don't know.
Tati has been known to pick berries on the trail. You want to talk about that?
Yeah, I spotted a blackberry tree in Smoky Mountains, and I had a berry, and it was good.
Was it the best berry you've ever had?
It just tasted like a regular blackberry. I'm pretty sure the bears eat them.
And we're back. Hello there.
Hello.
Hi. So Tati and I were just discussing our accommodations for the evening. We have been camping this whole trip. We've been on the road for about a week, and we set out with the intention of doing just car camping. And excuse me. And the car camping, it's been tough, you know, just little things like we built the platform a little too high in our car. I have a Subaru Impreza. I'm gonna make a video about that, and when I do, I'll link it in the description or something. But we built a platform, and the platform is a little too high, and there's not enough room. And then plus, you know, the circulation is an issue in car camping. Haven't heard too many other YouTubers talk about that. We haven't taken that into consideration. So we picked up a tent from Walmart for about 25 bucks. And we've been using that. So I think we slept in the car 3 nights, 2 nights?
3 or 4 nights.
And then the other nights we were camping. And, you know, there's definitely pros and cons to each method. You know, overall I felt there was a little more ventilation in the tent. A little more room in the tent, but obviously when you're in the car you're completely protected from the elements and bugs and things like that. So, but we're learning. It's our first time camping, and kind of caved last night and got a room in Congaree, North Carolina? South Carolina.
Ooh, look at that.
Oh, it's a dragonfly. So yeah, you know, we've traveled all around the parks for the last couple of years, and we've always stayed in rooms. And one of the worst things is you have to stay, you know, sometimes in accommodations that are very far from the park or very expensive, and that's always kind of been an issue. So this time we decided to camp, which I honestly think is ideal, but you know, it just brings about a whole new set of challenges. Well, we're learning. Another dragonfly. We were actually camping at Smoky the other night, and these college kids rolled into camp, and man, they were making a racket. And I guess they were unaware of, you know, quiet time at camp, which is usually 10 p.m. to 6 a.m. And we had gone to sleep, and you know, I hear this rumbling next to me, and I hear all these expletives coming out of Tati's mouth, and she went over there and gave him a piece of her mind. What did you say?
You heard what coming out of my mouth?
A couple of expletives. I'm trying to sleep. What the? These mother. And she went over there and she told them. Whoa.
That thing almost flew in my face.
But I mean, you know, they're college kids, but still, that doesn't excuse the fact that, you know, it's a campground and you shouldn't be carrying on like around midnight, obviously.
You shouldn't be cackling like a hyena at midnight.
This one girl was like...
When there's people literally 20 feet away from you trying to sleep.
Yeah, this one girl was just... I mean, it wasn't bothering me, and I honestly only woke up because she woke up. If you hadn't have woken up, I don't think I would have woken up. Honestly, because it wasn't the kids that woke me up, you woke me up.
I was trying to sleep. I had a really, really bad headache because of, I guess, that strenuous hike.
That hike, we were dehydrated, we didn't eat much.
And I was
we were tired.
To sleep, and I was attempting to...
Oh, there we go, look at them. That's what I saw the other day. They look like they're mating. You see how they're together?
Right. Can we get through here?
Look at them. Wow, they're like hovering.
Come on.
Okay.
I don't want these things flying into us.
Okay, so you were saying?
I was attempting to fall asleep and not pay attention to the noise that they were making for about 2 hours. But they kept waking me up because I'm a light sleeper. So once my patience ran out, I jumped out of bed like a crazy psycho person. And that's how when you woke up, I guess, because I just catapulted out of bed. And you try to hold me down and be like, don't do anything, don't do it, just don't do it.
I tried to hold her back. Our tent was covered in giant bugs. She didn't care. She just put on her shirt and just marched out there. I was like, excuse me, excuse me, it's quiet time.
No, I said, did you know quiet time is at 10 p.m.?
Oh no, we didn't. We're so sorry.
No,
we missed that giant sign when we pulled into camp, and everything written on all the brochures we have.
Doesn't the ranger tell you?
Of course the ranger tells you.
They tell you.
Like, I think if the kids were there, they were about 2 sites away, and the sites at this particular ground were kind of on top of each other. Like when we stayed at one site in Shenandoah, there was one where you were, I think it was called Lewis Mountain, where you were literally on top of each other. The next one we stayed at, which was called Loft, you were a little bit further apart, and I think if they were there, they could have gotten away with it. Like, people weren't exactly observing quiet time at Loft, but here the sites were so close to each other, and the kids were just carrying on. But I think if they used their inside voice, it would have been okay. Wouldn't you agree?
Yeah.
Hello. You know, you got to use your inside voice. They were using their outside voice.
Yeah.
Hello.
When we got to the end here,
yeah,
like it kind of turns, but you can go straight and look at the water.
Yeah.
There's an alligator.
Yeah, there's an alligator.
Oh, there's an alligator.
Like kind of floating around.
Oh,
Out
cool.
a ways, out a ways.
Yeah.
And off to the left, there's like a little salmon. There's turtles everywhere.
Uh-huh.
There's a snake. That's really hard to see. It's
like this
big around.
Ooh.
Not that long. We didn't see it. My
Yeah.
I saw it. And we're like, whoa, it was just sitting right there.
Okay, thanks. Yeah, we're going to check that out.
Thank you.
Thank you.
The 12, you said?
12, yeah.
Alligator.
Alligator. That's one of the cool things about coming to the parks that I know I forget sometimes, is to see the wildlife, which is really cool. So yeah, let's check that out at the end of the trail. I think the person at the beginning of the trail mentioned that too, those two gentlemen. But anyway, yeah, so just getting back to the kids, I think if they had just used their inside voice, you know, and just kind of spoke like this, instead of speaking like this, I don't think it would have been a problem. I mean, I'm just saying, they were like, you know, they were like partying over there. Were they drinking or anything?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they were.
Smoking weed, you know, they having a good time?
I don't know if they were smoking weed or anything like that. I feel like if they were, they probably wouldn't be as loud.
Yeah. But yeah, like a lot of these campsites, you know, once 10 o'clock rolls around, time to be quiet. But I think you just have to pick your campsite accordingly. You know, if you want to carry on a little bit, you got to find a site that's a little more secluded, where you're not on top of your neighbor, and then you can do whatever you want. No one's gonna stop you. And like the rangers, you know, after dark, you know, I mean, there might be usually there's a host at these campsites. There's like a big RV by the front, and it says campground host, and that's usually the ranger who is staying at the ground and keeping an eye on things.
Or maybe we're close to it.
I
think we're close.
Yeah. All right, the wind's coming in right now. We might be getting ready for a little rain. Hopefully the microphone isn't bad, but at least we're under the canopy right now, so even if it does rain, it's not going to be too bad. But yeah, you know, you got to pick. Might have to grab my coat real quick. We're gonna get dumped on.
Is it inside?
Yeah. Can you grab it? Yeah, that looks like it's about to come down right now, so I'm just gonna throw on my coat for a second. Just keep it ready. I'm gonna try not to cover the GoPro like that. Okay. But yeah, there's usually a campground host, and they're in like an RV somewhere on the ground. And you know, when we were at the sites we've been at, we see them on like a little golf cart. They come around 1.16 miles, 33 minutes in. So is this the thing he was talking about, this trail?
12.
Right here? 12? What is this?
I'm not sure. We just got past 13.
Yeah, what does the map say? We came to this little fork here. We just got to check the map.
I'm not sure.
Visitor center.
13. I don't know. Do you see it on here?
Mm-mm. Whoa, what was that? Oh, here's some people. I think this just kind of goes off. We can ask them.
Oh yeah, this comes off the trail. Oh look, there's a big swamp over here.
Oh, okay, so I think that is the trail right there. We're just walking to the end of a bridge here, or an overlook into the lake. And I'm thinking like all of this floods.
12. That's 12.
12 right here. Here's 12. So I think the gentleman said to walk off that trail there, and you can see an alligator just hanging out. Oh look, a turtle.
Mm-hmm. It's big. Yeah, I feel the boardwalk vibrating.
All right. Wilderness boundary. You are entering the Congaree National Park wilderness.
Oh, this right here. Yeah.
In this area, man himself is a visitor who does not remain. Please leave no trace. Let's just take a little stroll. Let's just see. Yep, lots of little spiders. I guess Tati is scared to come off the boardwalk. Come on. Did he say the alligator was over here somewhere? Alligator.
Somewhere off the path from 12, so I don't know.
Do you want to go say hi to the alligator?
Not really. It might not be there anymore.
Tati wants to stay on the safety of the path. There's safety in the boardwalk.
Relatively, I guess.
There's safety. When you get off the boardwalk, anything can happen. The tour is over when you get off the boardwalk. All the animals can come and get you. I like these little spiky things. These are cool. If any of you know what those little spiky things are called, let me know. Those little spiky things. Seems good. Here, so y'all can see me, what I look like. I got the GoPro on my, I don't know if the GoPro is picking this up, but I got the GoPro on my cap. Just like that.
Looks like someone made a little path here.
Need their own little trail. Oh, a bird.
I have turtles on this one
You do?
right now, yeah.
Oh, cool. Hello.
Hey.
It's a cool looking tree, isn't it?
Yeah. Wow.
I mean, this forest or jungle is so dense right now, especially over here. Well, if you didn't have this path, I don't think there'd be any way to get out unless you had like a machete, and even then it would totally suck. I didn't bring my nicer camera with me, but it seems like a great place to do some forest photography. You know, I felt the same way at Smoky Mountains when we were doing the Ramsey Cascade Trail. There was some incredible forest photography to be had there. When we hiked up there, I brought my tripod and my camera and a nice lens, which I think added, oh, I don't know, about an extra 7 or 8 pounds to my pack. And it doesn't sound like much, but when you're hiking, you know, 8 miles round trip, you're gaining 2,000 feet in elevation, it definitely takes its toll, and I kind of regretted bringing it. I did get some really cool photos of the waterfall, but it was a lot. It's raining again right now. The cool little stream. I guess this is what it starts to look like when it floods down here, is like this. Really cool. I don't think, you know, it's really interesting to see. I've, you know, from New York, I've never seen a swamp, at least one like this. So this is really cool. I'm enjoying this hike right now. I'm taking these pictures on my phone, and it looks nothing at all like that on the phone, or in real life, I should say. And surprisingly still have a cell signal, still getting little notifications popping up. And how far are we? 1.46 miles, 47 minutes in. Sorry if there's any water on here. Can't really tell.
I guess they have to repair this part when the tree fell.
Yeah, it looks like a tree fell, took out a chunk of the boardwalk, and they had to chop it up. I guess the only good thing about it raining right now like this is aren't a ton of mosquitoes. What is that? All kinds of interesting sounds here. Relatively small park. Congaree is, I think the ranger was saying it's like 200,000 acres altogether.
Really?
Yeah. Definitely one of the smaller, if not smallest, national parks in the country.
I'm guessing those are like roots from the tree or something.
Yeah, I wonder what those are. Rain is definitely coming down right now. I think even on the clearest of days, you always want to bring a rain jacket with you when you go hiking. Okay, bridge out ahead, trail closed. No Oak Ridge Trail or River Trail today. But always good practice to bring a raincoat with you, even if it says it's going to be clear. You know, the weather can change so quickly in a lot of these places, whether you're in the mountains or in a swampland like this. You know, we've started many hikes where it's been sunny and beautiful, and then you take a turn and next thing you know, you see this giant cloud rolling in, and all of a sudden it starts to get really cold, rainy, and then you can get yourself into a little bit of trouble. You know, they always say when you come into these parks, there's pretty much signs everywhere that says safety is your responsibility. Hey there. And I mean, it's true, you know, safety is your responsibility, because once you get into these places, you don't have any cell signal. You know, you might be on a less traveled trail, and you know, you may underestimate the difficulty of the trail, the weather. You might not bring enough food with you, water, which was definitely what happened to us the other day. We didn't bring enough water with us, and that sucked. But you know, you can get yourself into a situation and you can just be easily overtaken by just the beauty of the landscape, the excitement of being there, that you just underestimate these things. So you really have to kind of respect Mother Nature. And you know, I'm just laughing at myself when we did that hike the other day, and you know how many hikes we've been on, how many places we've been to, and I was like, oh yeah, this is the water bottle I had, I was like, half of one of these is good enough for an 8-mile hike. What the hell was I thinking? I wasn't thinking. And then we came back and we were completely dehydrated. We had terrible headaches from not drinking enough water. And you know, it's just so, always just be prepared and just, you know, respect nature at all times. Because just when you think you're in control, that's when Mother Nature's like, nope, you're my bitch. I'm in control, mother. Not gonna curse. I can't remember the last hike I've been on where it's been all the same terrain, same grade, no elevation gain. It's really nice. It's like a walk instead of a hike.
Yeah, the boardwalk.
So the boardwalk. Rain jacket is completely soaked right now. That is an awful sound. That animal does not sound happy. Pants are somewhat soaked too. How are your jeans holding up? Are you soaked?
A little wet.
I bet it would be cool to walk this boardwalk in the other direction. You see, so we went one way. If we walk the trail in reverse, it would look different. That's something that I've noticed about hiking, is that when you're walking the trail one way and then you walk it backwards, it looks totally different from the other side when you're coming in, and you see things that you did not see walking in one way. So I have a feeling if this trail was walked in the opposite direction, we would see lots of cool things that we didn't see. Let's check our stats. 2.1 miles and about an hour in. So I think we're just about wrapping up this hike. I think it was around 2.5-ish miles. Which is good because I'm burning off that breakfast that I ate. Had a huge breakfast. I mean, we're from New York, so we got a taste of some southern cooking, chicken and biscuit breakfast. It was delish. But just very, very heavy food, so I'm glad I can go for this hike, burn it off, feel better. I've always kind of been more of a rain jacket kind of person versus an umbrella. How about you?
I think umbrella is good for like a short period, not if you gotta hold it all the whole time.
Yeah, makes sense. Hello. Hey there.
How you going?
Good.
Hey.
Hello. Good. So Tati was just saying how she's done with this park. You want to say that again?
Yeah, I think this is like the boardwalk is enough of to like experience it, and I don't think I want to spend any extra time on here.
It's a small park, you know. You come, you do the boardwalk, maybe you do another trail or two.
We came, we experienced it, we see what it's like. Yeah, got it off the list.
I mean, if we didn't have other stuff that we wanted to do on this road trip,
I mean,
I wouldn't mind staying another day here, but
it would be nice if we saw some wildlife, but I mean,
I know you can rent a canoe, and you can
go in.
you can go on the the river or the lake back there, whatever it is. All right, so here we are. We did the loop. The entire loop, according to this watch, is 2.2 miles about. So we're gonna head back to the visitor center now. This part of the boardwalk looks like it's been rebuilt. And also something I forgot to mention is that Congaree is a free park. You do not need to pay to enter this park. And that is also true for Great Smoky Mountains Park. And that is something that we learned when we got to the parks, and we bought the park pass, the annual park pass, for $80 at Shenandoah, which you do have to pay to get into. Thinking it would be advantageous for us to purchase it, considering that we were going to be going to these two other parks. And basically, it's about $30 to enter per vehicle for a week. You know, I think we ended up costing ourselves $50, but the park pass doesn't expire until August of next year. So that gives us extra incentive to go on another trip.
Yeah.
I think
I'm gonna plan Grand Canyon trip.
she wants to plan a Grand Canyon trip. She wants to hike to the bottom of the Grand Canyon and then hike back up.
Hike down in one day and then come back up the next day.
That's right.
I have to start training this stuff
Yes, you do.
for at least an 8-mile hike.
I don't think going down is the problem. I just think coming back up is where it's really hard. There's a video I'll link in the description and up here where we hiked Bright Angel and South Kaibab Trail. The South Kaibab Trail was really cool. Oh, a pencil. And for anybody who visits the Grand Canyon, you know, just don't walk just around the rim. You know, that's what we did our very first time there, and honestly, we completely missed out. Go a little bit into the canyon by taking the South Kaibab or the Bright Angel. They're kind of at opposite ends of the southern rim. Yeah, the southern rim. Go into the canyon a little bit. You don't have to go all the way in, but at least just go down the trail a little bit, because you see it from a completely different perspective, and oh, so worth it. But you know, going down is easy, because you know, when you start the trail, you're fresh and you're going downhill into the canyon, and then you don't realize that after you're tired and you hiked a little bit, now you got to come back out, and it's tough. It's tough. I think we made the mistake when we went there of not starting early enough. You know, I think if you're gonna descend into the canyon, I think you want to start, you know, at sunrise, maybe even a little bit before, because once that sun hits a certain point, it just gets so hot, especially if you're going in the summer.
It has to be different in the winter.
Yeah, I wonder what it's like in the winter. Alright, so here we are at the end of the trail. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Hopefully it inspired you to come and check out Congaree if you're in South Carolina. It was a really cool experience. I don't think this part sucks, like a lot of other people have said. It was a really cool experience to walk through this swamp and check it out. So let me know what you guys thought about this. If you want to come to Congaree, if you've been to Congaree, what you think about it. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. Consider subscribing. It really helps out the channel. And thanks for watching, and see you guys on the next video. Bye. Say bye.